Okocha, some time ago, there was a televised event where Tony Okocha said he's welcoming the defected lawmakers into the APC. I mean, it was televised. And now here Okocha is now coming out to say they are not members of his party. What do you have to say to that?
Well, Orisha, it is laughable for a leader of his magnitude to always showcase himself as a double standard man. He has done that severally, and he has always been seen as a man that promotes illegality. Some time ago, I overheard him saying that he can stay in his office when he was the chief of staff and organize a kangaroo election and announce names. Now, same man who stood up and raised people's hands in public, organized media houses, organized the party faithfuls to receive the 27 lawmakers, will come up today and publicly tell Nigerians that what they did was a gimmicks. So you see, when somebody is known by playing with the intelligence and integrity of the people, I think giving him office of trust is a threat. It's a threat. So in fact, I'm using this opportunity to tell Mr. President to be watchful and mindful of his kind to be given an office of trust, because tomorrow he will still come out and blackmail Mr. President. If he can gather Rivers people together to receive 27 lawmakers into the fold of the of the APC, and the same man is telling us that he was the person, he should be able to know that these people have been defected. The same man received them and is telling us now again that he was not aware they defected. Well, for the issues of defection, the law is there to deal with it. When a matter is before a court of competent jurisdiction, it is always hard for some of us who understand what law means to begin to react to it. But for him to come up to the media house to rephrase his stand to say that the 27 lawmakers never defected, that's a show of shame, and to show his incompetency and in Nigeria.
All right. Now, if I may ask you, Honorable Warebani, I mean, you are a politician. You have been a former governorship candidate under APDA, and you are currently also a member and stakeholder of PDP in Rivers State. Now, if I may ask, Honorable Warebani, there are constitutional provisions, party constitution, provisions for one to either leave the party or join the party. Now, in this instance, as at the time of defection or alleged defection in this instance, as at the time of the alleged defection of the 27 lawmakers, Tony Okocha was the CTC chairman of APC in Rivers State. And the register of the political party still lies with him. And he has come out to say they are not in the party register. And he is also saying that for one to be a member of the party, the person has to register at the ward level. And that registration and all that also has to be ratified. Do you agree with me? Now, the question would be, if Tony Okocha had come out to say these procedures to become legitimate and authentic members of APC was not done by these people, is televised ceremony enough to say you are a member of a political party?
Now, let me also tell you, I was the state chairman of the Advanced People's Democratic Alliance. Like I told you, from 2016, 2017, 2018, before I resigned to contest for the governorship of Rivers State in 2019. So I am conversant with the party politics. I am grounded with the party politics. when you see Tony Kocha, ask him in his ward how many persons that are members of his party that are in the register. Because political party affiliation, you get, is of interest. Now, the people in question were elected into an office. So the first move they move is to make a public declaration. And the public declaration gives room for the party to receive them into the fold and get their name registered into the party. Of course, there are times stipulated that the party will say, we have started membership registration. Are you getting me? It does not stop you from also answering the party name. For instance, we have the deadline for registration of NIN. We have deadline for registration of voter's card. Are you getting me? Until that year, you get me? Until that time is when you come back again for registration of yourself.
All right.
It does not stop you from being a Nigerian. It does not stop you from being a party member. And so
even if you're not registered,
you can
be a party member.
In as much as you have declared on the floor of the house, because you must tender resignation. When I left my party position as a chairman, I have to tender my resignation.
But that was not done in the case of the 27 lawmakers.
The 27 lawmakers in the floor, on the floor of the house. The then Deputy Speaker, Mahol, raised a document, I get me, defecting from his party, the People's Democratic Party, to the All Progressive Congress, I get me, and was announced, and all other persons in suit follow, and was adopted as a working document of the House. As at then, Martin Amewule was still the Speaker, and it was adopted, I get me, and made the working document of the House. Amewule went up to announce it. Amewule was received in public by Rivers people, by the APC, as a leader. And the APC chairman then, Tony Kocha, even mandated them and gave them the stronghold that they can hold their meeting from any points.
All right.
The same man is coming today to tell us that it was a gimmicks. That means it shows that whatever political analysis, whatever political structures he has been doing all this while is to deceive Rivers people.
All right.
We are calling on the Mr. President not to take this kind of person to represent Rivers State again. We are big and much to be disgraced every time.
All right, Honorable Buhari, one final question before I move over to Ndamzi. Now, what you have said in answer to my earlier question is that you said that people can actually be, members of political party without being registered as members of political party.
Yes.
All right, if that is the case, how then do you, or how do you describe a party sympathizer? What is the difference between a party sympathizer and a party member?
How do you know those that vote for your candidate of choice? How do you know that vote for your candidate of choice? Political party is free to be a member. I get me. But these political leaders that has dubious characters will also prevent people from getting a card, because they will feel that by the time you get a card, you can contend with them. You get? Now, for them, their pronouncement makes automatic. Their pronouncement at the floor, on the floor of the house, makes them automatic.
You've already said that.
Yes.
But I wanted a clear description. What's the difference between a party sympathizer and a party member?
Is that in the Constitution? Sympathizer is not. You have to identify.
Okay, now you're going back to the Constitution, but you're saying that Constitution can be set aside to be a member.
What I'm saying is this: a sympathizer, I get me, is one who does not participate in their regular meetings.
Right.
I get me. He is not interested in their meetings, was always interested in whatever thing they do. He will say, I'm a member, I like what they are doing.
But he's not.
But cannot be invited for their meetings.
Now, if you are not registered as a party member, you said, because you said even without registration, one can be a party member. Can one who has not registered as a party member be eligible to contest in party primaries and all that without registration, without belonging to a ward?
That is the reason why you see there is a spot in every political party for the ward waiver.
All right. Okay.
They have the ward waiver for those people who doesn't participate for any other activities, but they are competent enough to lead their state, to lead their local government area, to lead their ward. So at that point of election, waiver comes for them.
All right.
So they have room for that. So that means with the waiver, it also gives room for that claim that Tony Okocha is claiming to be falsehood.
And then Tony Okocha, as the CTC chairman, who at that time received their defection, and they had that party did not extend that resistance.
The waiver.
That waiver was not extended. Tony Okocha has come out to say they are not members of the party.
Listen to me. The waiver will always come. The waiver was that power he has to instruct them to have meeting at anywhere that they
not instruct River State House of Assembly.
Do you have?
No, hold on. You said the waiver empowers you.
No.
To
I said. Listen to me. Get me right. You said Tony Okocha did not give them waiver. Waiver, and it's not documents that they come to show to you. I get me. Waiver is a political way.
Right.
It's a political mechanism that is used to incorporate people into political party. Waiver can be of celebration. Waiver can be of election. Can be of appointments. Right. So in this regard, there was a document. There was a public proclamation by the then Speaker of the River State Assembly confirming and affirming their decision to leave the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressive Congress.
All right. Hold on. We'll still come back to some of the concerns you've raised. But let me hear from Ndamzi. Ndamzi, what do you have to say to the statement by Tony Okocha and, of course, some of the concerns that Honorable Owarebani has raised?
Thank you very much, Laurentia. I want to start with... I want to start by saying that Tony Okocha reiterating the fact that Wike and the 27 lawmakers are not APC members. It is a known fact, because we cannot find in any working space where it is recorded that the former governor of Rivers State, who doubles now as the FCT minister, have formally defected from his political party to another. We don't have such records, and we know that the man have been very busy with the assignment given to him by the president. He's not distracted with party politics, even though as a party henchman he has a role to play in securing his party structure in his state. Wike, I want to say it categorically, remains a valid member of PDP, a strong man for that matter of PDP. So he's a valid PDP member and have not defected. Then on the issue of the 27 lawmakers, which have been in the public space for some time now, it is regular on news and all that. In fact, it has become a norm. Any day we wake up, we hear breaking news about the 27 lawmakers. You see, so many Rivers citizens have acted on emotions so much when they hear about the crisis rocking the House of Assembly. We need to be very pragmatic about these issues and not just act on emotions. Let us look at what the law says about defection. Today in Nigeria, there is a locus classicus case, which is the Ifedayo's case, Ifedayo against Ondo State, where the Supreme Court, dissected the position of defection. Okay, but if you bring it down to what has happened in Rivers State or happening in Rivers State, you see that Rivers State position is very critical. Rivers State position is a critical point of view altogether that is different from the facts and issue in Ifedayo's case. So, in reconciling when a member of a political party have defected from his party, I am very happy and particular about the fact that my co-guest here today was a former governorship candidate of APDA. That is to say, he is a strong man because he also doubled then as the chairman of APDA in Rivers State. He understands party politics very well. Before a member of a political party will exit his party, such a person must raise a letter to his or her ward chairman. Okay? Then when you do that, it becomes legally upright that such a person have left his party. Then on a new party, when such a person, appreciates or moves to a new party, there are also condition precedents that must be met, which is registering at the ward level of that party and securing party membership card. Because first of all, we need to look at what is membership of a party. It simply means you have satisfied the conditions of the law to become a member of that party you are jostling to be. You can't just sit in your home and say, oh, from today I am a member of PDP, for example, if you are in another party, without going down to your ward level and satisfying the conditions of the Electoral Act, which says you must get registered at that ward level. Like my co-guest posited here that there are always statutory times when party admits members. That's true. On a general level, that's true. There are statutory times. But that does not foreclose the fact that new members cannot be welcome and party cards and party membership issued. There are conditions precedent that people must have satisfied before they can be tempted to either have become a new party member or have left their party. That is on one part. Then let us delve a little into the crisis rocking the Rivers State House of Assembly. Some days ago, Court of Appeal reiterated and re-echoed the position of the previous Court of Appeal judgment, where the court said that Martin's speakership was never in contention. Okay, so if the court in its wisdom have said Martin's speakership was never in contention and that the Rivers State governor should go and represent the budget to the authentic House of Assembly members, I think, in my view as a lawyer, that rests the case, because Section 96 of the 1999 Constitution as amended is very clear and emphatic about quorum of a House of Assembly. The section says 1/3 of its members present and doing business on that legislative day. So it is very unheard that 4 members of a House of Assembly can assume the position and role of the entire State House of Assembly. It is very, very wrong. And so many people have been misled by what Justice Chiwendu of the Rivers State High Court, who gave Edison the judgment, the order. It was not a final judgment, it was an interim order. That order never declared Edison Speaker of the House. What Justice Chiwendu in that order said was merely, even though we know he never had jurisdiction, the Court of Appeal, in their wisdom, have interpreted that section and said the Rivers State High Court does not have jurisdiction to entertain that matter. But if we let's assume the court had jurisdiction in the first instance to hear that matter. What the court ordered was that Edison and co can go and sit. The court never said, Edison, henceforth you are the Speaker of the House. So, ordinarily, what ought to have been the right position of the law, it's what the section 96 subsection 2 said. And the section 92 subsection 2 says that in that regard, when the House cannot form a quorum, that the House ought to be adjourned indefinitely until whatever be the issue is resolved. Let's assume that the 27 members of the House of Assembly defected, which the court have not said so. Okay? The proper position, having been directed by Justice Chiwendowogu to go and sit, the proper position would have been to adjourn the House indefinitely, either write INEC to conduct election or not to.
But they said they have written INEC.
Right, can I?
They said they have written INEC. No, you cannot. They said they have written INEC.
Where the mistake comes in. Where the mistake comes in is this. Go and sit. Why the Constitution in section 96 subsection 2 is very particular about what should happen should in case a legislative house doesn't have a quorum to sit and perform its legislative business. The law says adjourn the House until whenever that issue is resolved. In the event where the issue cannot be resolved amicably, immediately the law allows the National Assembly to assume the role of the State Assembly until whatever be the fiasco is sorted out. That brought in the issue of Martins suing and adding INEC and the National Assembly as parties to the suit. That was what led to that. So many have argued that Martins ordinarily shouldn't have sued in the Federal High Court. No. The National Assembly, because, going by the purport of that order, ordinarily a reasonable man should think that, with the crisis rocking the Rivers State House of Assembly, that National Assembly may come in and assume the position of the State Assembly till that particular time when the matter is resolved. So to foreclose that from happening, they were smart enough to add National Assembly as a party to the suit, to add police who ordinarily should enforce the law as party to the suit. So that gave the Federal High Court the authentic jurisdiction to hear that matter, because anything regarding River State House of Assembly,
State Houses of Assembly,
states in Nigeria, Houses of Assembly, Federal High Court have the jurisdiction.
Right. So now you have dwelt on the speakership and authenticity of Martin Samewule and the other lawmakers. However, Honorable Warebani raised the concern that you didn't address, and I would want you to look into that, and that has to do with the processes of deregistering from a political party and moving on to another political party. Honorable Warebani here is saying that you don't need to have a party card. You don't need to register at the ward level and before you become a member of a political party. The fact that, he said in this instance, the fact that they declared that on national television that they are members of a political party, and in the House, they also read it out in the House, it was adopted and it became a working document, that should suffice.
That's not true. And I can say authoritatively that I put it to my co-guest here that he knows that is not true. You cannot become a member of a political party, I said it before, without registering at your ward level, because your name must enter the party register and party card issued to you at that level. That is the reason even Mr. President, if Mr. President is quitting his party, the APC, today to a new party, the law allows him to go down to his ward and secure the membership of that political party. Anything outside that, it's null and void.
All right.
Nobody can secure the membership of political party at the national level. The law allows you come down home, because the home, it's where you do your voting. That is your polling unit. So you need to come down to your ward and get registered before you can be termed to be a member of that political party. Then on the exit of membership of political party, the law says you will write the party constitutions, and I'm very sure that all the parties in Nigeria adopt same modus operandi. If you want to quit your party, you will write your ward chairman at that level. All right. Before the law can be seen to have been effective.
All right.
And I want to also add that what happened in the Rivers State House of Assembly about the defection accusation, what happened is completely unknown to the laws of the land. And in the eyes of the law, anything that is not known to the law is null and void.
All right. Honorable Warebani, you wanted to say something in reaction to what he said.
When my brother says that the mistake the judge at the State High Court made was to give a direction, go and sit. You can't sit in the hallowed chamber of any house of assembly without giving leadership. The power has been given to them to give leadership first. Somebody must lead, before a pronouncement of adjournment be made. So if the person is given the power to lead, he has the power to also, continue with the activities of the house. Now, the other persons have already on that same floor defected. Defection is a process. Defection is a process. You cannot just run to the ward chairman, the ward chairman first. You have to also tender a resignation to where you work in. The first place.
And PDP in this instance has not come out to say that they have resigned.
Let us. We are not talking about PDP now.
They are members of PDP.
They are the PDP. The PDP are member of PDP. I am aware.
Has PDP come out to say they have resigned?
I am aware that these persons, agree me, I have defected.
You speak for yourself. Has the party come out to say they resigned?
I am not in position to speak on behalf of the party right now.
Okay.
But we're talking about what we are having as a course of discourse. Now, these persons wrote a document, letter to the House that they've left their party to another party. That's stage one. And they've gone back to their the new love, their new party. And that on that day that they were received, there were mobilization from every local government area by the then citizen chairman of the APC. And in quotes, yes, they can be denying now because they've made brick walls. Because at the time that action was taken, there was no division in PDP. There was no reason to leave PDP. They thought that their paymaster in Abuja can have any other powers to see how he can coerce them into the house. But when they got to Abuja and saw there was a brick walls, that had a reverse again to go and fight on themselves, to go and get back their stools. You get? Which was wrong already. It was late. So for me, for me, I believe that this case is before a court of competent jurisdiction. That no sooner time from now, a judgment shall be passed on this very case of defection. And Rivers people, Nigerians, will look at it. My prayer is to the judiciary not to set a precedence that tomorrow will create crisis for the unborn generation. they have to look at this case very seriously and pass a discreet and correct judgment that would show as a deterrent to others for future purposes.
Right. Now, and Honorable Warebani, I also asked you certain questions, and you've also tried to answer them to the best of your knowledge. And one of the things I asked you was, did PDP at any time in this crisis come out to say that these people are not members of our political party? PDP never at any point in time came out to say that. If I may remind you, PDP actually joined one of the suits insisting that these people, hold on, Honorable, insisting that these people are legitimate members of PDP, and at no point in time did they receive any letter from the unit level saying that they are withdrawing their membership from PDP. You know, that's on one hand. If you recall, Honorable Warebani, you are a PDP member, an active stakeholder in PDP. During the congresses held in Rivers State, these lawmakers, where in their words they participated in the elections at the ward level in Rivers State, they participated in the ward congresses. And then I have also had the privilege of having APC members. In fact, one of the APC stakeholders in the State Executive Council, and I've asked him severally on my show, are these people, are you private to the register first? He said, yes, he's private to APC register. Now, are these people members of APC? He said, they are not registered members of APC. And that was why I asked you about being a party member and a party sympathizer. It's also important to note that probably the waiver thing and not being fully registered might apply when someone is just, let's say, Waka Pass member, you know, if I can use that, auxiliary member, auxiliary membership, whatever that means. So auxiliary members, people that are not public office holders. But in this instance, these people are public office holders, and they are representing constituencies, speaking for Rivers people. So it will be expected that if they are to belong to a political party, that they would have filled all of that. Now, you also spoke about the statement they made in the House of Assembly, adopting it, and then the affidavit they swore. That's, in a sense, when you look at it through the eyes of the law. I mean, I have a legal counsel here. He can correct me. You also, yes. Now, with regards to the affidavit, now they have not fulfilled the requirements.
It's a process.
Hold on. Even the process at their own political party in PDP was not fulfilled, and in APC is saying that they didn't fulfill it, and they swore an affidavit that they are members of, they have left PDP to APC. Isn't that perjury? Probably for perjury in this instance, not defection. Don't you think they are two different things?
Well,
swearing under oath, or in this instance, lying under oath. And now this is another conundrum. For that to even be challenged, window of 90 days has passed.
Well, like I said, you know, there was another question you were trying to talk about, PDP not making statements.
Yes.
Of course, these persons, like they rightly said, the chairman of the APC and they developed a particular political strategy. You
mean the caretaker chairman, not the chairman? We have a Meka Beke faction, Antonio Kocha faction.
The former caretaker chairman, Antonio Kocha, who said what he has said about their gimmicks. You see, it is only in Rivers State that begins an era where you will be in the People's Democratic Party and you'll be working for the APC. You get? And in quotes, they have their allies upstairs in the party, the PDP. You get? People that tend to bury the PDP. The reason why I don't want to react to that very question, I try to avoid it because my party, the PDP, by next week, 24th of this month, we are also we are going to meet in Abuja. You get, to discuss the way of all these activities, being our party and be doing different things and all that. So when that is done, as a national president of the PDP National Grassroots Support Movement, I'll be able to address press on that.
All right.
Because for now, we have a lot of gimmicks that played out in River State. That is not constitutional. One, that is not even also what by nature should be seen as something that is worthwhile.
All right.
You get? So for me, I would say, give us, since the program is still ongoing, give us the next week.
That's a very political answer.
Yes.
You just gave me a very political answer. You Muslim maneuvered your way out of answering that question. However, you also hold on. Honorable Waribani.
No. I didn't I know what to say, because you know why?
No, don't worry. It's fine.
The whole game in River State is the cause of the problem.
All right.
I get me. So I know my brother will always talk about the legal aspect of it.
Sometimes it will still come in. But before that comes in, Honorable Waribani, you said again that when Honorable Chiwendu, the Justice Chiwendu, gave that order that they should sit,
Yes.
that empowers them to legislate.
Yes.
Now, let me take you back to the Supreme Court judgment on the impeachment of Joshua Dariye of Plateau State. Now, the Supreme Court said that the legislators that impeached him did not form a quorum. Now, the Supreme Court ruled that they can sit because they are legislators. You cannot deny them that function. They can sit. They were elected to legislate. However, in legislative matters requiring 2/3 or 1/3, if they do not meet that quorum, they cannot legislate on that matter. It means that if a legislative matter that requires 1/3 is before them and they don't meet the quorum of 1/3, they can't legislate on that matter. If it is a legislative matter of 2/3 and they don't meet the 2/3 quorum, they can legislate on that matter. Now, in this instance, we have a 3-member factional River State House of Assembly led by Okojumbo, and even at that time, 4-member led by Edison Ehe. You know, the question would be, the legislations held by these people, the plenary held by them, the decisions they did take, a lot of them required 1/3, and some of them required 2/3 majority of the House. And last time I checked, we have 31 or 32 seats. And now 3 or 4 members of the House are legislating as against 32. They are not even up to 1/3
Let me tell you
quorum.
what the law, you see, that is why the law is very bogus. That is or and. That is or and. There is a difference between or and.
All right, go ahead.
Am I correct the law?
No, go ahead. When you're done, you have a say.
Now, when the House of Assembly, what is the House of Assembly? House of Assembly is the number of person in the House. And like now, 1 died. Does not stop the House from going. 27 left. And remaining 4. The 4 forms quorum.
You can't say the 27 left.
I'm telling you, they left.
How did they leave?
They left.
The law is saying otherwise. You see the issue.
You see the issue I'm saying?
The law is speaking otherwise.
Listen, since this case is before the court of competent jurisdiction, and no center from now, we'll get the result from the court. Let's just wait and see what they...
Pending when that happens, 2 appeal court judgments has affirmed matters amicably. So right now, we can discuss this because an appeal court has given judgments.
This case is before the Supreme Court right now.
An appeal court has given judgments.
This case.
And if you recall, that even brings me to another, I'm trying not to bring this up, but probably I will. If you recall, when the Supreme Court, stop smiling like that, that's a fact. When the appeal court, in the case of Justice Wale, gave judgment, you recall that the respondents in that case was the Okojombo, Sokari Goodboy, the 3-member House of Assembly, and the River State government, the governor, number 4, was the 4th respondent. And then after the appeal court gave its judgment, you can verify this, by the way, and that matter was appealed to Supreme Court. The 4th respondent in the appeal court became the first appellant in the Supreme Court, which brings to mind, or which begs the question, what happened to the 3rd respondents if they have been legitimized or authenticated in this instance to even go on appeal? Let me bring that question to the legal counsel here. Ndamzi, can you shed more light on that? And then you also wanted to react to some of the things Honorable Warebani said. You can go ahead before we move to the next story.
Yes, I would like to react to when Honorable Warebani said that, you know, this tenure began an era in Nigeria where another party man is working for another party. That is wrong. That is wrong in the sense that when the FCT minister was nominated as a minister, he wrote the PDP, informing them of his nomination, and the PDP also replied him before he took over that appointment. So, and in the interest of one Nigeria, I don't find anything disturbing if a PDP man is appointed into the cabinet of APC-led federal government. Don't forget, Nigeria is one indivisible sovereign nation. Nigeria is one indivisible sovereign nation, okay? And we are all Nigerian citizens, irrespective of party divide. Mr. President saw him fit to man that position.
All right.
That was why.
Very quickly, what Honorable Warebani was saying when he spoke that was not in the spirit of inclusivity of government. What he was speaking, he was alleging of anti-party activity on the side of the FCT minister, meaning that he is a PDP member. However, because probably strong allegations around anti-party activity that you're talking about.
The issues that is raising
is different from what you're saying. Why do you call it a blackmail?
No, I take exception to that.
I did not accuse
you were in particular about it,
so
but the actors, the dramatic personalness you posited.
Incident I'm talking about started before his appointment. Now the appointment you're talking about now, every government has the rights of all-inclusive leadership and governance.
Nigeria.
If the president, by any means, sees him and finds him worthy, he has every right.
So where is the allegation of anti-party coming in now?
When I mentioned the issues, I said it is in recent times in our states, in our country, that people encourages members who will be in the party A and work for party B. You get? Now, for if you
are accusing the FCT minister of being in party A and working for party B.
You are the one that making.
You made strong
insinuations. I didn't even mention his name today. You know,
you've been making clear description. When you hold on, Honorable Warebani, you will speak and you will say, hold on. There is something called innuendo. No.
It's not before the
hold
law.
on.
The law. Is it the law?
Hold on, Honorable Warebani. There is something
issues.
called innuendo. You've been making a lot of innuendos, and your innuendos are so vivid in his description that one can tell that this is the person you're talking about. And if you're going in that instance, hold on, Honorable Warebani.
He said he started with the governor, former governor.
Honorable Warebani.
He started with the former governor, Wike.
Yeah.
But you know, because I know that Wike is still a member of the People's Democratic Party. I did not even touch that. I went straight to the ones I know that they are no member of.
I still managed to still get back to that.
No, Wike is still.
And you still manage to get back to
party until such time that he will be bold enough to do what even the assembly did. I will be happy.
All right. You wanted to say something about
yes. On the legal issues surrounding the recent Court of Appeal judgment, which borders mainly on the budget. Okay. See, so many people are misled. I must use this word because viewers out there, you know, are not really getting the real issues before the court. Okay? The Federal High Court ruled that the governor or government of Rivers State should represent the budget to the authentic members of the House of Assembly, that Martins and co. Martin's speakership is not in contention. That is to say that the court in their wisdom agreed the argument of the claimant, which is Martins and the 26 others. Okay? And the Court of Appeal, in resolving the budget fiasco, have gone out to say the government, the Rivers State government, the budget the Rivers State government is operating on is illegal, it is null and void. And the court in their wisdom went ahead and ordered that the Rivers State governor should represent the budget. In looking at the legal issues surrounding this, the right thing for the Rivers State government to do at this point is, fine, they have the right of appeal. Appeal is as of right to every party. Okay? But the proper thing to do at this point should be obey the court judgment, represent the budget, you can still pursue your appeal. Who knows, tomorrow if Supreme Court favors him, it is to his own advantage. It will be like reconfirming his budget position. But in the event where he refuses to do that, he has a lot to lose, and there are constitutional consequences regarding that position. Then also, I want to reiterate again on legislative business of the houses of assembly in Nigeria. Anything short of 1/3 majority quorum, any business undertaken by a house that did not meet 1/3 majority quorum, it's null and void. Section 96 sub 1 of the Constitution is very particular about it. So that is to say that whatever business beginning from the time of Edison as a purported speaker till date are null and void. The Court of Appeal said they are null and void, including the appointments they screened. In whatever law they passed, the Court of Appeal have declared them null and void. So this would be an advice to Rivers State government to obey the judgment of the Court of Appeal, because it is a final judgment of the court. Obey the judgment, then still pursue your appeal. And if in my own wisdom I will even use this medium to advise the state government to use this opportunity and negotiate with Martin and co. in the interest of peace in Rivers State. This is not a time to show pride. This is not a time to show that I am the boss. It is a time to show leadership. And any leadership that is not about the people is a faulty leadership.
All right. Honorable Warebani, you've been itching to say something. Now you may have your say.
Well, I want to thank my colleague on this table. The governor of Rivers State, Sir Simiralaye Joseph Fubara, is never a man that acts before thinking. He's a man that thinks before action, and is a man that believes in the rule of law, that respects judiciary. And for some to Nicodemously from backyard, from anywhere, to play the gimmicks, you know, that is the current language. all they are doing now is gimmicks, including their agents in the judiciary. They can on their own give a judgment in a gimmicks, just showcasing the public another thing, and another thing is the right thing. All I will say is that let the judiciary stand on their ground, create an avenue for judgments that are clear to be obeyed. Of course, you know.
Are you saying that the judgment so far cannot be obeyed?
I'm coming. You cannot look at what is not right. It is time for revolution. I call it the idea that now we have to rise on top of our hands and challenge the system, so that people will know that people are not fools. You must not be not to have a natural wisdom.
So are you saying judges?
There was a judgment.
Are you saying judges should? When you talk of natural wisdom, yes, are you implying by that statement that in face of the law should allow sentiment?
No sentiment. There was a judgment by a court.
To take the place of what is obtainable.
There was a judgment of a court that was obeyed by Edison and 3 others.
Judgment or a ruling?
A ruling is they are all the same thing.
They are not actually.
It's a ruling.
A ruling is different from
giving that power.
Okay.
And whatever action they took based on that ruling was right from the courts.
Now, if I may understand, if I may understand your Honorable Warebani.
At that time, they acted on that ruling.
That's an order, actually, not a ruling. An order of the court.
The court gave an order, and they had to obey the order of the court. And they went and constituted the assembly, gave the assembly leadership, and forge ahead with it to salvage the state, because there can't be vacuum. There can't be vacuum. Lacuna cannot be created because of one person's interest.
Now, if
so their actions, to me, right.
Okay, fair enough. Now, if by your statement, Honorable Warebani, you are saying that Edison Ehe was right to obey the court order or the court ruling, that empowered him to legislate, yes, correct? And you also, by that vein, saying that there was also an order that also empowered Okojombo to exist.
Now, when that was established, at the point...
You mean the Okojombo?
No, when Edison Ehe and 3 others were established, agree me, at the point, Edison Ehe wrote to resign his appointment from the assembly, remaining the 3. That covers them, because the judgment was not for Edison Ehe.
Okay, now, if I understand you,
alone.
Yes, the judgment extends into Okojombo, yes, and according to you, that order, not judgment, that order legitimized Okojombo's speakership and that house, correct?
In the house.
Now, what you're saying is you're applauding them for obeying a court order and existing based on that court order. Yeah. However, you recall that before you made the statement, you had also said that the judiciary, you blamed the judiciary, the appeal court, for the judgments that be given with regards to affirming Matesami Hule and the representation of the 2024 appropriation bill. You faulted that judgment, and you said, hold on, you faulted that judgment, and you that you were expecting that judges will use their, what was that you said again? Common sense. What was that you said again?
Rule of law.
No, you didn't say the rule of law. Because that was when I said, are you saying judges should set aside the law and follow sentiment?
I asked a question.
Hold on. Now, if you hold on.
Can't you, is that not common sense? Natural
so
wisdom.
It still boils down to, yes, natural wisdom was the word you used. So now you are saying that Edison Ehe was right and Okojombo was right to exist and legislate by the order of a court.
Yeah.
However, the appeal court judgment in this instance, not an order, the appeal court judgment, 2 different appeal court judgments that legitimized Martins Hamile and affirmed his speakership and authenticated that house. The appeal court judges, who it was a unanimous judgment, by the way, that they did not use natural wisdom.
Are you aware?
And hold on, and you are saying, in this instance, you are applauding a Disney here for upholding the law, and in the same vein, you are lashing out at the judiciary the same law, probably because the judgment is not in line with your sentiments. Now, are you saying it is okay, because that's double speak, and I need clarification. Are you saying it's okay to obey a court judge order, in this instance, that suits your whims, and when a higher court sets aside or upholds or gives a judgment that doesn't suit your whim, the judges in this instance are not using natural wisdom, and that judgment should be set aside? It's a judgment, it's an order of a state high court superior to a judgment of an appeal court.
Now, before that case went to appeal court, of course, you know that there were judgments from two court of coordinate jurisdiction. You get? There were judgments, two different conflicting judgments.
Which court and which court?
Still state high court, federal high court.
The state high court was an order. The federal high court was a judgment. They are not the same.
Of same coordinate jurisdiction.
If I may,
you jump from here.
The legal counsel correct that.
They did not appeal that matter.
They did not vacate an order.
They did not vacate it.
You appeal a judgment.
They did not vacate it.
They did not vacate. They did not appeal an order that has a lifespan. Ex parte order has 7 days lifespan. It expires after naturally, and then injunctions as well have their own lifespan.
So
then the judgment of Justice Omotosho
was
not, hold on. I am laying out. No. When you come from sentiments, I place facts before you. All right.
Can I clarify this
before we round up?
Yes. Let me clarify the issue of the High Court order, which was just an interim order. Honorable, for sake of emphasis and also for the understanding of the viewers, an interim order have a lifespan of 14 days.
Repeat it again, please.
An interim order have a lifespan of 14 days because it is an instructive order to do or not to do a thing.
All right.
And it lasts 14 days. So upon expiration, his life have ended.
What was the order of the State High Court? Was it an interim order or an ex parte order?
It was an ex parte order.
actions was still valid.
Hold on. Honorable, we are out of time.
I get me.
We are out of time. Gentlemen,
when the budget was passed.
Thank you so much, Honorable.
Honorable persons cannot pass a judgment for
we are out of time. Thank you so much, Honorable, for coming on Open Conversation. Thank you, Ndamzi, for coming on Open Conversation. And this is where we wrap it up on this episode of Open Conversation. We are open for advert placements, bookings and commercials. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials: Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network; Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1; and on Twitter, Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv. Do not forget, peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you for watching. I am Ogu Laurentia. Transition News comes up next. Do not go away.
Economic stability and confidence. To condemn this act, I call for critical belief of this minister and the government. As always said, there are two sets of people: the oppressors and the oppressed, and in between are the cowards and the hypocrites. Which are you? No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome. What Nigerians believe now is not about the company. Who can come and salvage us from where we are? Representing people, Mr. President, my people are on the sea. I will place economic stability and confidence. To condemn this act, I call for critical belief of this minister and the government. As always said, there are two sets of people: the oppressors and the oppressed, and